It's early morning. The world is still quiet and a soft breeze rustles the trees outside your window. Maybe you're sitting at the kitchen table sipping a warm cup of coffee or enjoying the first light as it stretches across the garden. These peaceful moments often bring a chance to reflect on life, on loved ones, and on how our bodies feel as the years go by. Have you ever wondered what you would do if something serious happened and you were alone? Not in a way that causes worry, but just a quiet question. What if your heart gave you a warning sign when no one else was around? For many older adults, especially those living independently, this question isn't just hypothetical. It's part of the reality of growing older with grace. And while it's not something we like to think about, knowing what to do calmly, clearly, can make all the difference. In today's video, we'll walk through simple, practical steps that could help you stay safe and steady even in an emergency. These aren't medical instructions, but gentle tips rooted in real experiences, designed to support your journey in senior wellness and help you feel more prepared, not afraid. Because every morning deserves to begin with confidence, and every life is worth protecting with care. Sometimes the signs your body gives you are more like whispers than shouts, especially as you get older. You might feel a little more tired than usual after folding laundry, or notice a strange tightness in your jaw while trimming the roses out back. Maybe you brushed it off thinking it was just age or a poor night's sleep. But for older adults, the body doesn't always send obvious alarms, and when it comes to heart trouble, that quiet signal can matter more than we think. Most of us were taught to picture a heart attack as a sharp, crushing pain in the chest, like in the movies. But in reality, that classic symptom often doesn't appear in seniors, especially for women over 60. The signs can be much more subtle, and that's why it's so important to recognize them in the moment. You might feel sudden fatigue even if you haven't done much. You could find yourself short of breath while sitting on the porch, or feel a strange wave of nausea while watching the evening news. For some, there's an odd ache in the upper back or jaw, or an unexplained sense of unease that won't go away. Even a few nights of poor sleep could be your heart's way of waving a small red flag. These symptoms might not seem dramatic, but they shouldn't be ignored. They're often the way older bodies communicate stress gently, quietly, and often at the edges of our awareness. It's not about becoming fearful, but about becoming more in tune with ourselves. You know your body better than anyone else. If something feels off, it's okay to trust that feeling and seek help. That's part of embracing senior wellness, learning to listen more carefully, not just to others, but to our own rhythms. You might feel completely fine one minute, then sense something's not quite right while walking through the farmer's market or preparing dinner for one. These moments aren't meant to alarm you, they're just reminders to pause, notice, and be kind to yourself by staying aware. In this stage of life, strength isn't about pushing through discomfort. It's about noticing it with wisdom and responding with care. If a symptom feels unusual or unfamiliar, reaching out to your doctor or calling for help isn't overreacting, it's self-respect. So the next time your body speaks even softly, don't dismiss it. In the quiet spaces of everyday life, the afternoon tea, the garden stroll, the peaceful hour before sunset, that's when the heart often speaks the loudest. Sometimes it's the smallest changes in your daily rhythm that hint at something more. Maybe you've been feeling unusually tired lately, not the kind of tired that comes from yard work or walking through the grocery store, but a deep lingering weariness that doesn't quite go away. For older adults, especially those embracing a more mindful approach to senior wellness learning, to notice these quiet signals can make all the difference. A heart that's under stress doesn't always speak loudly. In seniors, the signs of trouble can be gentle and easily mistaken for something else. You might find yourself short of breath while sitting in your favorite recliner, or you may break out into a cold sweat even on a mild afternoon. Nausea without a clear reason, lightheadedness while cooking, or a sudden ache in your back jaw or arms. These are the kinds of clues many people overlook, thinking they're just part of aging. But your body knows better. It's doing its best to nudge you quietly, consistently toward awareness. Even trouble sleeping in the days leading up to an episode can be a warning sign. You may toss and turn more than usual or wake up with a sense of unease. If you ever feel like something just doesn't feel right, that instinct deserves your attention. Especially for women over 60, these warning signs may not match the traditional image of a heart attack. That's why it's so important to know how symptoms show up differently in older adults. It's not about panic, it's about preparedness. Trusting yourself enough to pause, check in, and take action if something feels unusual is a vital part of healthy aging. Imagine sitting out on the back porch one late afternoon, a gentle breeze stirring the wind chimes, and you suddenly feel dizzy or breathless without reason. It's not about being alarmed, it's about being aware. Taking that moment to recognize the discomfort, to listen deeply to what your body is trying to say, can make all the difference. This is the heart of senior living, being in tune with your body, honoring its signals, and responding with kindness and care. If a symptom feels new, unexplained, or persistent, don't hesitate to check in with your doctor or seek help. Because when it comes to your health, your body often whispers before it shouts. And those whispers, when heard early, can guide you gently towards safety, strength, and peace of mind. There's a certain strength in knowing when to ask for help. It doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're wise, especially when something feels off in your chest, your breath, or the way your body moves. In moments like that, the very first and most important action you can take is to call 911 immediately. Now, for many older adults, especially those who value their independence, the instinct might be to wait and see, or even to drive themselves to the hospital just to avoid bothering anyone. But when it comes to your heart, every minute matters. Time lost is heart muscle lost. The faster emergency care arrives, the better your chance of a full recovery. Imagine this: you're sitting on the front porch as the evening sun begins to set your glass of iced tea beside you. Suddenly a wave of dizziness hits, or your chest feels tight. It's quiet, and no one else is home. The right thing to do isn't to get in the car or call your daughter. The right thing, the life-saving thing, is to dial 911 first. Emergency medical responders are trained to begin treatment the moment they reach your door. They can monitor your heart, provide oxygen, and prepare you for care before you even reach the hospital. That early intervention could be the very thing that keeps you safe. And while it may feel uncomfortable to make that call, it's one of the strongest, most self-respecting things you can do for yourself. If you live alone, consider keeping your front door unlocked while you wait, or use a lockbox with a spare key. Keep a short list of your medications and health conditions somewhere easy to grab, like on the fridge or beside the phone. If you wear a medical alert bracelet or have a smart device with emergency features, keep them within reach. These small preparations, rooted in common sense and self-care, can ease the process when seconds count. And remember, you don't need to apologize or justify your instincts. If your body is telling you something feels wrong, trust it. Let the professionals do their job, while you focus on staying calm and still. That's what senior wellness is about, not just preventing problems, but being ready to respond with clarity and courage when they arise. So if that moment ever comes when your chest feels tight, your breath short, or your gut says something isn't right, pause, breathe, pick up the phone, call 911. That one act could save your life, and you, dear friend, are worth every bit of care. After calling 911, the next few minutes can feel like forever. The house may be quiet, the air still. You might be sitting near the window watching the breeze move the curtains, or listening to the faint sound of birds outside. It's in that calm, uncertain moment that one small action could help protect your heart, while you wait, taking aspirin the right way. Many older adults keep a bottle of aspirin in the kitchen cabinet, or the drawer near the bed just in case. But in an emergency, how you take it matters just as much as taking it at all. The goal isn't just to swallow it and hope for the best. Instead, you need to chew it thoroughly. Yes, chew, even if the taste is bitter or chalky. Chewing allows the aspirin to enter your bloodstream faster, helping it thin the blood and prevent further clotting. Doctors often recommend 1 full-strength aspirin, 325 mg, or 4 low-dose tablets, 81 mg each. It's best to chew them completely, then take a tiny sip of water to help it go down, not a full glass. Too much water can sometimes make it slower to absorb. If you're unsure about dosage, many seniors find it helpful to pre-label a small envelope or pill box with the correct number of tablets. That way, in an emergency, you don't have to fumble through bottles or count pills while your heart is racing. It's a simple senior health tip that can bring peace of mind and clarity when it's needed most. That said, aspirin isn't for everyone. If you've been told by your doctor to avoid it due to ulcers, bleeding issues, or certain medications, then skip this step and wait for emergency help. That's why it's always a good idea to check in with your physician ahead of time and create a personalized plan that fits your health needs. And just as importantly, never replace aspirin with over-the-counter pain relievers like Tylenol, Advil, or ibuprofen in this situation. They don't have the same clot-preventing effect and may even increase certain risks. Aspirin is unique in how it supports the heart during a possible cardiac event. So as part of your senior wellness routine, consider making this one small decision in advance. Keep a few chewable aspirin tablets easily accessible in the kitchen, your handbag, or even in a jacket pocket. Talk to your doctor about what's right for you. These little preparations can help you feel more confident, more in control, and better supported should a crisis ever arise. Because in those quiet, unexpected moments when your heart needs help the most, something as simple as chewing one tablet could help carry you safely into the care you deserve. Once you've called 911 and taken aspirin if your doctor has approved it, there's one more simple yet powerful action that can support your heart while help is on the way, finding the right position to sit. It might seem like a small detail, but in moments like these, how you hold your body can ease the pressure on your heart and lungs and help you stay calm. Picture yourself sitting in your favorite chair near the window, the one that catches the golden afternoon light. This is where you feel safe grounded. Now gently sit upright with your back supported and your feet flat on the floor. This is known as the high Fowler's position, and it's often the most comfortable and effective posture while waiting for emergency care during a heart-related event. Why does it matter? Sitting upright helps your diaphragm move freely, making it easier to breathe. It also encourages better blood flow and reduces strain on your heart. If you feel a little dizzy, it's okay to recline just slightly. If you're feeling nauseous, leaning slightly to your left side can help relieve pressure on the stomach. The key is to stay still, stay supported, and allow your body to work with gravity, not against it. Many older adults find it helpful to keep a sturdy chair near the front door or in the living room, somewhere accessible in case of emergency. If you live alone, being near the door can also help paramedics reach you more easily when they arrive. Small steps like these aren't just practical, they're empowering. They're how senior wellness becomes part of your everyday life, even in moments of uncertainty. While you wait, loosen any tight clothing, a stiff waistband or shirt collar can add discomfort. Keep a light blanket nearby if you tend to get cold, especially if you're feeling clammy or sweating. These thoughtful, comforting actions aren't about fear. They're about taking care of yourself the same way you'd care for a loved one in need. And during those minutes of waiting, focus on steady breathing. Notice the rhythm of your inhale and exhale. Feel your body supported beneath you, the chair steady, the air still. You're doing exactly what you should, staying calm, staying centered, and allowing the professionals to come to you. This simple act of sitting with care is part of honoring your body and your experience. It's a quiet strength, a gentle wisdom that reflects the essence of senior living, trusting yourself, preparing thoughtfully, and facing the unknown with grace. So if that moment ever comes, remember how you sit matters. And in that stillness, your strength shines. In moments of fear or physical distress, the body often reacts before the mind can catch up. Your heart might race, your hands feel shaky, your breath grows short. But in these quiet yet crucial minutes while waiting for help, sitting still in your favorite chair near the window, you still have something gentle and powerful within your reach, your breath. Breathing, something we do without thinking all day long, becomes especially meaningful during a health scare. And when practiced with care, a simple pattern known as the 4-7-8 breathing technique can help calm your nervous system, steady your heartbeat, and even ease the discomfort that might accompany a heart episode. The steps are simple, and you don't need any equipment, just a place to sit quietly, maybe by the back porch or under the soft light of a table lamp. Here's how it works. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath gently for 7 seconds. Then exhale fully through your mouth for 8 seconds, making a soft whooshing sound. This rhythm does more than just regulate breathing. It communicates to your brain and heart that you're safe. It helps shift your body from a state of panic to a state of control. And for older adults focused on senior wellness, it's a simple tool that can be used not only in emergencies, but during everyday moments of tension or anxiety. The beauty of 4-7-8 breathing is how quickly it works. Studies have shown it can help reduce blood pressure, slow a racing heart, and even relieve mild chest discomfort caused by anxiety. Of course, it's not a substitute for medical treatment, but it can serve as a bridge, a steadying hand, while you wait for care. As you breathe in and out, try to focus only on the count and the feeling of air moving in and out of your body. Picture the breeze moving gently through the trees outside your window, or the rise and fall of your chest like waves at the beach. Let your shoulders drop. Soften your hands. Give your body permission to slow down. Many seniors also find comfort in using this technique as part of their senior living routine, not just in emergencies, but during quiet afternoons before bedtime, or while sitting peacefully at a farmer's market bench or on a church pew. It's a way of centering, of reminding yourself that you still have control no matter what the day brings. And if your mind starts to wander thinking of family memories or what comes next, that's okay too. Just gently return to the breath. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, kushe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This gentle pattern practiced even once or twice can help reduce the sense of panic and restore a feeling of presence. It's not dramatic, it's not flashy, but it's deeply human. And sometimes in the quiet spaces between breath and thought, healing begins. There are moments in life when we find ourselves alone, not in a lonely sense, but in the quiet reality of living independently. Perhaps you're spending the afternoon reading on the back porch or tending to your roses in the garden when suddenly something doesn't feel right. You've called 911, followed all the steps, and yet your vision starts to blur, your chest tightens, and a wave of weakness comes over you. In those rare and frightening moments when you feel like you may pass out and no one is nearby, there's one final option that, while not easy, may give you just enough time to hold on until help arrives. It's called self-administered chest compressions, and it's not something most people talk about. But for those committed to living with strength and dignity in their later years, like many who follow senior wellness, it's something worth knowing. The idea is simple in concept, though, difficult in practice. If you feel yourself starting to lose consciousness and believe your heart may be stopping, you can try to generate pressure by forcefully compressing your own chest. One way is to sit or lie on a firm surface like the floor beside your recliner or the hardwood in your hallway. Make a fist with one hand and place it at the center of your chest. Then, using your other hand to reinforce it, push forcefully inward and slightly upward, mimicking the rhythm of chest compressions about 100 times per minute. Now let's be honest, this won't be easy. It's a method of last resort, something to attempt only when all other options are gone and you're losing consciousness before help arrives. But some seniors have successfully used this technique to stay alert long enough for emergency responders to take over. The point here isn't to scare you. It's to prepare you gently, honestly, with a tool you hope you never need. And even if you never use it, just knowing it's possible can bring a small sense of empowerment. After all, senior living is about more than routines and recipes, it's about resilience too. If you live alone, consider practicing the position, not the full compression of course, but simply getting down safely to the floor, sitting back against a wall, and learning how your body feels in that space. Keep a cushion nearby for support. You may never need to use this method, but having a plan even for the most unlikely moment is part of caring deeply for yourself. And remember, if you have a heart condition or are unsure whether this technique is appropriate for your situation, always talk with your doctor. No video or story replaces medical advice, but knowledge, especially gentle, honest knowledge, is something you can carry with you. So if life ever brings you to that moment, may you meet it not with fear, but with clarity. You are stronger than you think. Even in silence, even alone, you are never powerless. Sometimes the best way to face the unknown is to prepare for it quietly, thoughtfully, before it ever arrives. Just as you might organize your pantry or set out your clothes the night before a busy morning, having a plan in place for a potential emergency can give you peace of mind and even save your life. Especially for older adults who value independence, creating a simple heart attack action plan is one of the most loving acts of self-care you can make. It begins with something small, a list. On a note card or a printed page, write down the basics, your name. Address any medical conditions, medications you take regularly, known allergies, and the names and phone numbers of your emergency contacts. Keep that list in a place where first responders can find it easily, on the refrigerator, beside your phone, or in a labeled folder near the front door. These little steps can make a big difference in the moments when time matters most. Now think about the things you might need in an emergency. Do you have aspirin stored in easy-to-reach places? The kitchen drawer, your bedside table, maybe even your purse. If your doctor has approved it, keeping a few tablets in clearly marked containers can help you act quickly. If a heart event ever occurs, if you live alone, consider using a medical alert device or a smartwatch with emergency calling features. These tools aren't signs of weakness. They're quiet companions that can speak for you when you can't. You might also give a spare key to a trusted neighbor, or install a lockbox with an access code so help can reach you even if you can't get to the door. And just like we practice fire drills, it's okay to walk through your emergency plan a few times. Sit in the chair where you'd likely wait for help. Keep your phone charged and nearby. Know which button to press and where your list is stored. These actions may seem small now, but they're part of building the foundation for confident senior living. This plan isn't about fear, it's about freedom. It's about knowing you've done your part quietly, kindly, and wisely to take care of yourself. You don't have to control everything in life, but you can control how prepared you are. That's the essence of senior wellness, tending not just to your body, but to your peace of mind. So maybe one quiet afternoon after watering the tomatoes or browsing the local farmer's market, You take a few minutes to sit with your plan, to add a new emergency contact, to check the batteries in your alert device, to remind yourself that preparation is power and you're not just getting older, you're getting wiser. Sometimes the best proof that preparation matters comes from real people, those who quietly go about their lives until one day their readiness makes all the difference. Richard was one of those people. At 72, he lived alone in a small, tidy home just outside town. He spent his mornings walking the dog and his afternoons tending to his vegetable garden with tomatoes climbing trellises and mint leaves, brushing the edge of the porch. That day started like any other. The sun was warm but not too hot. Richard had just finished trimming the hedges when he felt something strange, a dull ache across his upper back, followed by a wave of fatigue that made him sit down on the porch steps. He hadn't done anything strenuous. It didn't feel like pain exactly, but something inside told him this isn't right. What Richard did next wasn't out of panic. It was out of quiet resolve. He had seen a video not long before, a guide on what to do if you think you're having a heart attack, especially when you're on your own. He remembered the steps clearly. He reached for his phone and called 911 immediately. Then he chewed a full-strength aspirin he kept in a labeled container in his kitchen drawer. Sitting upright in his porch chair, he steadied his breathing using the 4-7-8 technique he'd practiced once or twice before. He had a printed list of his medications on the fridge, and he'd already left the front door unlocked for the paramedics. Within 12 minutes, emergency services arrived. Richard stayed calm and conscious the entire time. Because of his quick actions and preparation, the damage to his heart was minimal. He didn't need surgery, just rest and care. 6 months later, he was back walking his dog along the same neighborhood trail, grateful for every step. Richard's story is a reminder that senior wellness isn't just about vitamins or exercise. It's about confidence, the kind that comes from having a plan and trusting your instincts. It's about honoring your life by treating each moment like it matters, because it does. So whether you're sipping tea on the back porch, browsing produce at the farmer's market, or just sitting quietly with a good book, take comfort in knowing that a little preparation can go a long way. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be ready. And sometimes being ready is exactly what saves your life. As we grow older, it's not fear that keeps us safe. It's wisdom, preparation, and a gentle trust in ourselves. Today's steps weren't just instructions. They were reminders that even in uncertain moments, you are not powerless. With a calm mind and a clear plan, you have more strength than you may realize. Whether you live alone or with loved ones nearby, taking care of your heart is part of honoring the life you've built. Every memory, every quiet morning on the porch, every walk through the garden. That's the heart of senior wellness, living with intention, not fear. You deserve to feel safe, capable, and supported every day and every season of life. So take a breath, take your time, and know you're doing beautifully. If this video made you smile or feel understood, we'd love to hear your thoughts. You're welcome to like, subscribe, or share it with someone special. Here's to your health, your peace of mind, and the joy of thoughtful senior living.